Warning: this video may contain discussions and swearing unsuitable for a young audience.
Hey everyone, I'm here today to make a Ring of Honor Final Battle 2011 pay-per-view preview prediction, whatever you want to call it. Before we get to Ring of Honor, I just really want to say, firstly I have a cold, so I'm really sorry if this video comes out badly, and secondly, I want to have a big apology to both Combat Center fans, and especially WWE consoles, because I've just been very, very busy lately, and I have no time whatsoever to record podcast number 3 with consoles and edit it and upload it before, the end of 2011, so I really want to apologize to him for that. But Sports Combat Center will be back at the beginning of January, and my guest will be, as promised, WWE Contours, and you can submit questions for WWE Contours via my inbox. Just send the questions in and I'll ask him when he's on the show. Right, let's get down to Ring of Honor. As many of you may know, Ring of Honor, final pay-per-view of the year, the biggest pay-per-view, Final Battle, and it's going down. It's Friday night on Go Fight Live. You can order it there. There'll be a link in the description. There has hardly been any really hype or preview or prediction-based stuff on YouTube from the ROH fans, and I thought I really need to give my input on this, because where this pay-per-view may be lacking in certain aspects, there's stuff on this pay-per-view that is really going to be important for the company in 2012. So I thought I had to cover this. I had to cover it. So here we go. I'm going to post this as a response to bigratthreeten's video, his preview video for Final Battle, and hopefully he accepts, because there's some stuff that he talks about that I want to get across in my video. Firstly, Big Rat he has said that ROH's year has not been, as good as WWE's or as good as last year's build, whole year in general. And I have to agree with him that. Now, there's obviously different reasons for that. And, obviously there was a lot of confusion when they went into TV. Storylines kind of just like half-assed, really, and they kind of stopped. But I think they've brought themselves more or less back on track now. But stuff just isn't interesting. Now, point number 1 here. Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards, 3. Now, what's different between this match number 2, and match number 1? Match number 1, obviously, for the television title. Match number 2 for the world title. And match number 3 for the world title. There's one thing that every wrestling fan knows, is that when you have 3 different matches, each match has to step up. Now, if you remember, if you catch my back for a while, ROH, back in the early days, I think it was around 03, when Raven and Punk were feuding, their matches, they start off with a single and they ended in a cage match. That's how you got to build it. The only thing different with this match and the other matches is we've got Dan Severn with Eddie Edwards. And I guarantee this match will go more or less exactly the same way every single other match went. It's going to be just basically a spot fest. So that's my slight grasp of it, is ROH not being very original. And this can be seen throughout the card. As we look down, if we go through the card, the way the card is ordered: special attraction match, Tommaso Ciampa versus Jimmy Rave. Special challenge match, Unbreakable Michael Elgin versus TJ Perkins. Tag team gauntlet, ANX versus Future Shock versus Bravados versus Young Bucks versus Caprice, Coleman and Cedric Alexander. And we have Steve Corino versus Kevin Steen in a Grudge match. Fucking can't wait for that match, serious to God. World TV title match, Jay Lethal versus Generico versus Prodigy. Then we have the 2 main events: Benjamin and Haas, World Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team versus the Briscoe brothers, and obviously the main event, which I just covered. Now, the problem I have with this card isn't that it's lacking, as I did say, it's the depth of the card. I mean, what's really special about this card? Now, when you ask people why they're going to order this card, they'll either order it because they say, I'm a diehard ROH fan and I need to watch the pay-per-view, or I'm ordering it to see Steve Corino and Kevin Steen put on one of the best matches you're going to see in 2011. And again, that's one of the main reasons I'm ordering it. And if you ask any ROH fan, they will say the same. Corino and Kevin Steen are the attraction match. As if you cast your minds back, best in the world. I think everybody really, at that point, they wanted to see Davey Eddie, and they knew Davey was probably going to win the belt. But again, what attracted people to that pay-per-view was Kevin Steen return. And Kevin Steen has always been an attraction in pro wrestling, and that's something that will never change, because the guy can entertain, and entertain he can. Right, so, let's run through the card. Tommaso Ciampa versus Jimmy Rave. I was quite happy when I heard this match announced, but again, you have to look at it this way. Jimmy Rave has been brought in to put Ciampa over. There's no way Ciampa's going to lose to Jimmy Rave here. Of course, it's good to see Jimmy back, but the main reason he's brought back is to put over Ciampa, because every guy that Ciampa's beaten, I don't think he's put him over. So, right, we're going to look at Tommaso Ciampa's record. He beat Homicide, which was the major turning point. The ROH on a Take Center Stage Day 2 show. And then he beat Homicide again at our Revolution USA. And again, in singles matches, he's never been beaten. Now, move forward. Slightly, he again, double danger scramble. He did. Michael Elgin won that match. But again, Tommaso did get pinned. I think the main turning point in his career is when he beat Cabana at Best in the World. And then he fought Andy Rigg. Again, if you look at all the people he's faced, Andy Rigg has faced him a few times. Adam Cole. He won a 4-way match at Survival of the Fittest and he beat Jimmy Jacobs. Well, he drew with Jimmy Jacobs. Now, if you look at the list of people he's fought and he's beaten, who is credible enough there? We could argue Colt Cabana and we could argue Homicide, but really, looking at it, you know, you can't really pick one guy there. And I think that's the main reason why Jimmy Ray's been brought in, so Tommaso can be put over properly. Michael Elgin versus TJ Perkins. I'm actually looking forward to this match. Most people don't like Elgin. I'm actually a fan, and TJ Perkins has an incredible year. The guy's come out of nowhere, more or less, and he is a great wrestler, really he is, and I think they will put on a really good, decent to good match. Then we have the tag team gauntlet match: ANX versus Future Shock versus Bravados versus Young Bucks versus Caprice, Coleman and Cedric Alexander. As for who's going to win this match, you may think ANX, but again, ANX already going to get a title shot against when the Briscoes win the belt. Really, I'm going to go for either the Bravados or Future Shock, because I think the Bravados have had a really good push, and may they not been as successful as the other competitors. I think they are a very good tag team and have enough credibility to hold that #1 contender spot. So right, next match. Obviously the match that everybody's talking about, everybody wants to see, the Grudge match, no disqualification, Steve Corino versus Kevin Steen. If Steen wins, he's reinstated. If Jimmy Jacobs will be the guest referee, and Jim Cornette will be at ringside. This match, very big. This match really holds a future for Ring of Honor, because I obviously seen Steen winning, and this match is going to build him the momentum so he can be pushed into the world title spot, which you can't deny that guy the spot any longer, because he really deserves to be in that spot, because the main event at the moment is very bland. You got Davey, you got Eddie, you got Roddy, and you know, possibly Chris Hero if he comes back, but really it's a bland. It's just a bland spot at the moment, so Steen needs to win this match to be put in that spot. As for the match itself, it has the makings to be absolutely classic. It's going to be a bloodfest. End of story. It's going to be a bloodfest. Absolutely. They're going to kill each other. Now, the one part I don't agree with it is if, as I'm reading it on the GoFi Live website, if this match is the 4th from main event spot, how fucking stupid is Ring of Honor? This match needs to be the semi-main event, because obviously you got to focus on Davey and Eddie in the main event. This match is very important for the company. It needs to be in a higher spot than this. How the hell can you put the the Triple Threat TV title match ahead of this. This match is going to have a lot of people marking out, and it's going to be just like Mania 18. People are going to go and care, and they're going to cheer like hell for this match, and they're going to be physically drowned for the last three matches, and it's obviously not going to play as well off on, for the pay-per-view fans. So that's my only disgruntlement with that match. Next we have Jay Lethal versus Generico versus Prodigy, Mike Bennett in a World TV title match. This is probably one of the best built matches, bar the previous match on the card. It's been built very well on TV. This is probably the best match built on TV. Obviously, it's for the TV title as well. Prodigy, in my opinion, deserves to win. And I think Jay really needs to drop the belt. I just really do not like Jay Lethal as champion. He's very bland to me. His mic skills are just not as good as I felt they were in TNA. And I just really think Generico is holding that division, to be honest, because Jay can't do it himself. And Bennett, he's young still. Generico's holding that division. And I'd love to see Generico win the belt again. But it's more likely going to be Prodigy winning this one. Next match, but I do see this being a very good match. Next, we have World Tag Team titles, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas versus the Briscoes. Really, nobody hardly gives a shit about this. They just want Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team to drop the belt. They've had it far too long. They just really, no one cares about them anymore. The only team that could match up against them and have a good match was obviously the Kings of Wrestling, and they're gone now. And you really forget, this match, it's been built very well. I have to give him that. But even though it's been built well, the build-up's been very bland and boring. The Briscoes need to win here tonight, and the thing is, if the Briscoes win, where does this leave ANX? Because there's one thing that ROH does, and that's give people lengthy title reigns, bar the TV title, by the way. But give people lengthy title reigns, and that tag belt ain't going to be leaving the winner. If Briscoes win, ain't going to be leaving their shoulders for a very long time. So everyone wants to see ANX win the belts, but the only way for them to see that happen is if, Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team win here tonight, which again won't be in the favour of fans because no one likes Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team. But if they win, I see them dropping the belts to ANX at the WrestleMania weekend shows. Again, I don't expect much out of this match. I think it can be good, really. It can be good. But there's something about this match I feel maybe something will go wrong. Right, before we get to the main event, I have forgot to mention one thing. And that's because GoFi Live did not put a spacing between it and the Kevin Steen match. So I apologise about that. And that's the Roderick Strong Invitational Challenge. If you've seen the vignettes of Roderick Strong, this has been built pretty well, and it's got a lot of people guessing who it might be. Now, could it be Rhino, Homicide, people like that? No one really wants to see Homicide or Rhino face Roderick Strong, and if it is Homicide, I'll be very, very, very unhappy. Also, as Big Rat did say, if it's like Grizzly Redwood or Andy Rage, again, it'll be very disappointing. Chris Hero would be very good, and so would Nigel McGuinness, but as he did say, if Nigel or Chris were going to be on the show, they would have been advertised in advance. And the only other thing you can think of is maybe a debuting wrestler. Or he squashes Andy Ridge or Grizzly Redwood or someone else who's a jobber, and then his real challenger comes out, which could possibly be, Chris Hero or Homicide. Again, this match, you can't really make any predictions about it because you don't know who the challenger is going to be. But depending on the match, who he's facing, it could be good or it could be bad. Now, moving on to the final match of the card, the World Title match, and I've already talked about this. I'm sorry I'm going to go through it again, but again, really, why do we have to see this for a third time? Why? You haven't built it up good enough to be the main event at your biggest show. Fucking hardly built this match up. You built it up on TV slightly. Might I mention slightly? You built up through a tag match, and it was building up slightly after Davey won the title at a few house shows. When Eddie was kicking I think it was O'Reilly in the head, I believe, or Adam Cole. So I can't remember, casting my mind back. And obviously, that's instigated the rematch basically. And this match, if anyone wants to see this match, I pity you. Again, if you're gonna be watching this for the first time, you're gonna love it because you won't have seen anything like it before. But if you're watching it like me, like most people, for a third time, there's nothing in my head I can think of that they can do that will be original and exciting. I really cannot think of it, and I really don't see Dan Severn adding anything to this match either. And I see Davey keeping the belt and possibly dropping it to Kevin Steen at one of the WrestleMania weekend shows, or possibly after that. But really, no. I don't see Eddie winning this match. No way in hell. And if he does, I would be very surprised. So overall, I think the undercard's very good. The main events are lacking definitely in build-up. I'm ordering this fight. I'm going to be watching it. And honestly, I think most people, you know, if you're not going to... Even if you really aren't looking forward to this, you think the hype hasn't been good, you should order it because you will get some decent wrestling out of it for like $15, £10, whatever you wanna. Your currency is. You're gonna get some decent wrestling out of it, and I think possibly ROH it could be their third, second best show of the year. Possibly, I don't see it being top, but it can be third or fourth, whatever. So definitely go order that pay-per-view. It's on tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. I think that's 12:30 GMT. And yeah, I think that more or less wraps up my video. Just touching on one final point what Big Rat said in his video. About WWE having a better year than Ring of Honor. You gotta agree that I think WWE's best show, Money in the Bank, was better than Best in the World. You can't deny that. Just the whole the whole card was better, and really the whole build up. I believe the Cena CM Punk build up, how short it was better built up than the Davey Eddie storyline, which has been building for a long time. So really, I think WWE is a better year. We've had more breakout stars. We've got Ziggler coming into the main event. We've got Cody Rhodes. Mark Henry's had a great year. Daniel Bryan, hopefully going to be a force to reckon with in 2012. And really, CM Punk possibly moving to the second top face in the company behind Orton. So that more or less completes my predictions, and I hope everyone enjoys the show. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next year.